Yo, what's going on, guys? Before you check out this video, I just want you to know if you're on Facebook or Instagram, make sure you check those out down here below because I'm constantly putting up content on those as well if that's your platform. Enjoy the video. Yo, what's going on, guys? Chris Bonner here, Overtime Athletes. So with today's video, what I wanted to do is going to be more for your coaches or guys who are trying to do more mechanical drills as far as learning how to sprint faster. And two drills that are very common are going to be the A skip and B skip. And I see a lot of kids or guys, even including myself when I was younger, who mindlessly did these drills. And I think it's extremely important, you know, as I got and progressed my coaching abilities and learning the mechanics of sprinting, I think it's extremely important that you guys understand, and even if you're an athlete who does these, understand the objective of these particular exercises. To some of you, it might be common sense. To others who are more advanced, the more advanced, it might be common sense. And to others, may not have known at all. So really real quick, going through the A skip is B skip. Morgan's gonna help me out here. And what you're gonna see is I'm gonna have him perform an A skip real quick so you guys can see it. And what I'd like to do is more or less break down the particular muscles and how these movements are actually transferring to you having better top speed on the field, court, whatever your sport may be. So real quick, if you just go 5 yards from me, just go ahead and go A skip. Good, so as you can see here, go ahead and pop back over here real quick. As you can see here, that's the A skip, just in case you guys didn't understand. It's a skip with a hip flexion, okay? So as you can see here, what he does is he's focusing, I really love the cue from Lawrence Seagrave, that's one of the top guys in sprinting that I study, and really what he's focusing on is that thigh pop. So really, you know, a lot of guys are just going thinking it's a high knee. You really wanna drive that thigh as high as you possibly can and really focus on that. By doing this, what you're focusing on is obviously flexing of the hip, which is one part of the motion of it. However, why it's so important that you're throwing it up and pulling it down as fast as you possibly can is because you're training that agonist and antagonist. So there's obviously to any agonist, which is your hip here, right? The muscle that's working, there's an antagonist, which is going to be your glute hamstring, which is being able to stop that. So as you forcefully throw that up, you're going to have to stop it and come back down, obviously, and that's why you're working that antagonist, which is the hamstring and glute, which A skip is pretty simple. One thing I'll say about the A skip that he has pretty good of is you want to keep that dorsiflexion. Everything that you do when you're performing sprint mechanics, you want to keep dorsiflexion. And by doing that, when you actually create that or transfer that over to cycling, when you're coming here, you'll eventually be able to swing the ball or cycle the balls off the balls of the feet as opposed to pointing the toe and pressing off that. You always want to be in dorsiflexion. Now moving over to B skip, this is where it gets a little more complicated. I have to obviously preface the B skip and where we're going with this before preface it with the A skip before I get into B skip. But real quick, if you could show B skip. So what you'll see here, very similar to A skip. And what you see is a over-exaggerated, obviously across the knee joint, he extends, right? So go ahead and just stand right here and go ahead and pop your knee up and then extend, boom. What he's doing when he does this is he's allowing that thigh to pop, good, right there, just like we're doing when we're sprinting. And now what he's doing is he's releasing the hamstring. A lot of guys, especially guys when they experience tears in their hamstring, it's from mechanical deficiency. So what happens is as that hip flexes, they're staying contracted in the hamstring, which ends up pulling it. By doing a B skip, we're teaching the athlete to release the hamstring. So after it's fully flexed, we're teaching it mechanically, we're instilling that motor pattern to be able to release that hamstring. Because remember, after you cycle, right, when you perform a cycle, you want to immediately, right, throw that knee and be able to come into the next one. So when I say throw that knee or or flex that hip, we're coming here, and once we start to flex the hip, we want to teach the hamstring to contract, right, here, and then we want to teach it to release. So it's a quick contraction and release of the hamstring, and that's why the B skip, you'll see us be able to release that. So as he flexes, and at the top part of popping that thigh, he's releasing the hamstring and coming down. I'll look forward to the next video for you to show 2 more drills and what we're explaining. Yo, what's going on, fellas? Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in getting faster as an athlete, go ahead and click my advanced series right here, where I provide you with free lessons to make you become faster. I'll see you inside.